Hey YouTube, James here with another episode of Tankside Talk. This one, right before I dive into the subject here, I want to give out a couple channel recognitions, and I think you guys should check out some of these channels if you haven't already. So a couple channels I really think you should check out are Aquarium. He has a great channel. Not only does he have a 40-gallon reef tank and a 10-gallon reef tank going, he also got plenty of planet tanks. I believe he used to have a bunch. I think he's down to 4 tanks now. Great guy, knows what he's doing. Definitely check out his channel if you haven't already. Another guy on YouTube who has great channel, good information, saltwater community, is J Watkins. He's really good. Videos are great. Definitely check out his videos, guys. Another one, Driftwood Aquariums. Definitely check out his channel. He pumps out some good videos. Farm Boy Reef. You guys have heard me talk about him a lot. He's one of the guys who's been with me since day one in this hobby. So he's really good. He definitely pumps out great videos. Every week he does a Coral Friday. Sometimes it spills over to a Coral Saturday or Sunday, depending on life. We all know how that is. But he really goes in detail on his coral episodes. He tells you what coral he got. He tells you placement of coral, lightings on coral, how to dip them correctly, what he used to dip them, what kind of putty or glue or mix he used, placement in the tank, the flow. He really goes into a lot of details on corals. So definitely check out his channel if you have not. I'm probably missing a couple other people out there. Like I said, Aquarium, Farm Boy, J-Dub, Driftwood. I know Phil, Against the Tide. He pumps out a couple of good videos. I'm sure I'm missing a couple out there. If I miss you guys, I'm sorry. I'll put a link to these guys' channels underneath my video here, so definitely check them out if you haven't already. They're great guys. Definitely very knowledgeable. Definitely look up their Facebook group. I do apologize. Another person I just happened to think of is Leo Potts. His channel is great. Not only does he have a beautiful saltwater aquarium, and actually has another one going too, but he also pumps out some good music videos, and he also does other things. He did adding trim in your house and electrical work and some other stuff. Definitely check out his channels too. Now, speaking of those channels, you also want to check out some of these guys' Facebook communities. Farm Boy Reef Club up on Facebook. Definitely check them out. Aquarium on Facebook. Check them out. And Saltwater Made Easy. That's Leo Potts. Definitely check out his group. Those groups, all 3 of them, I'm a member of. I think members within those groups are great. A lot of valuable information coming out there. If you're a newbie in the hobby or been in the hobby for years, everyone's welcome. Everyone has valuable input. So, sorry I ramble on, guys. I'm going to try not to make this video long. Back to the subject now. Tankside Talk. I want to talk about UPS, or battery backup, or generators. Now, I live in New Jersey. They were just concerned about Hurricane Joaquin coming up and hitting us hard. Fortunately, we lucked out and it's going out to sea. Now, I like storms. I love storms. I kind of disappointed. I wanted to get hit with the storm. But anyway, that got me thinking about this subject. Backups for your aquariums. Now, I'm not sure how many of you guys live on the East Coast. I remember Sandy. Now, I looked out. I did not get hit hard in Sandy, but 5 minutes down the road one way and 5 minutes down the road the other way, they got devastated. In fact, so bad that they had to cut the power to the grid that I live in, could have fed those areas too, for 24 hours. So I went 24 hours with no power. Not great thing at that time. I had no aquarium. But being a computer guy and being in IT, I gotta be on the internet. I gotta be surfing. So I did have a UPS on my electronics. I was surfing the net onto the UPS side. Anyway, fast forward, I'm now into aquarium. I have the tank going, and probably, I think it was last year, not even that long, not even a year, probably 6 months ago, for some odd reason, I lost power for about two hours. And during that time, I wasn't concerned about my internet. I wasn't concerned about my TV. I don't even have cable anymore. I don't watch TV much. I use Netflix and stuff like that. So my UPS was beeping, of course. So I took it off my entertainment system and put it on my aquarium. Now, didn't run my lights. I didn't run it to run my lights. Didn't run it to run the return pump, all that stuff. I knew that the tank would be alright. I just wanted the circulation going. So I hooked up my power heads to it. I got about 90 minutes of uptime running 2 J-Bows full power. I mean, it didn't drop them down in power like some of these backups do. Doesn't set them at 50%. Where full power, 90 minutes runtime. Luckily, it came up. The power came back on before UPS died. Now, that's got me thinking with this hurricane on the way and stuff. I wanted to do the video on backups. There are a lot of backups out there. There's, like I said, UPS, which I use. There's the battery backups that they sell for the aquariums. There's generators. You can hook up generators and all that stuff. So I'm going to talk about a little bit about each of them. I can only really personal experience talking about UPSs, but I will talk about the other ones. Now, generators. Generators are probably the best way to go. Issues with generators, though, is they're not active unless you can get, if you really know electrical and really know what you're doing, you can set an inline generator so when the power cuts out, the generator is on and you don't have any downtime, or if you do, it's very minimal. But what's great about generators, they can go for days, they can go for weeks, as long as you're giving them the gas. So that's what's great about generators. And also, again, they'll run at full power. Going on to these aquarium backups they have. Now, I haven't done great research into them, so if I misspeak, guys, let me know. What I've seen is a lot of these battery backups that they sell for the power heads or the return pump. These battery backups are cheap and flimsy. They don't give you much time. They drop the equipment down to 50% to give you a longer period of time. I still only think they give you that longer period of time. So those are some cons why I don't like those backups. I think kind of a waste of money. Also, again, no personal experience. I'm going by what I read. Doesn't seem like you can run them inline. That even if you run them inline, that they're going to run the equipment at 50%. Don't know for a fact. Just something I read and saw. So if you guys have these equipment, let me know. So I get to UPS now, and this is why I like UPS. Again, I'm coming from the IT world. Not only do UPSs run inline, they're also clean the power. I don't know. I will admit I don't know everything about electrical, but I do know power coming from the wall is dirty. That's another thing with generators. Generators are going to give you dirty power. Electronic equipment does not like dirty power. And I'm not talking about dirty like our tank gets dirty. It's a fluctuation in the power. It's not a consistent level, amperage, voltage. There's fluctuation in it. And electronic equipment do not like that fluctuation. A UPS cleans that fluctuation. So it's going to take that 30 power coming out of your wall outlet, clean it, and send a consistent level of power to your equipment. So what does that mean? It can expand the lifespan of your equipment. Instead of maybe getting 5-6 years out of a return pump and sending 30 power to it, you could probably get 10-15 years out of it with sending the clean power to it. Now, another thing, like I said, it's in line. So the second my power cuts out, my UPS is on. There is not a drop at all in my power heads. That's the only equipment I have hooked up to my UPS. I run them. It'll give me, like I said, on my unit that I have personally, will give me about 90 minutes running both an RW8 and an RW4, 100% power. Not 50%, 100%. So that's not bad, 90 minutes. Like I said, knock on wood, I don't lose power much. The longest I lost it was at 2. I think it was 2 to 2.5 hours besides Sandy where they cut the grid. And that was only 24 hours. So technically my tank would have been alright, but having the flow in there was really beneficial, I think. So that's why I like the UPS. Now, some drawback of UPS. Because like I said, everything has their pros and everything has their drawbacks. Drawback of UPSs is, one, they're big and heavy. They have a battery in them, so almost like a car battery, but so they're big and heavy. Second is they beep. When the power goes off and you're on UPS, their job is to let you know, hey, I'm on battery backup. So they beep. That beeping can get very annoying if you're not, like if it's on power. The idea behind the beeping for the UPS is, again, they're made for like computer equipment. They're not made to keep the computer equipment up and running. They're made to allow you to shut down properly. You guys know anything about computers or anything? You don't just pull the plug on them. That's very bad for the equipment. A UPS will allow you, if you lose power, to do a proper shutdown. That's why they beep. They're telling you, hey, I'm on battery backup. You need to shut down your equipment. There are probably some UPSs out there that allow you to silence the beeping. I haven't found one, but again, I'm liking the unit I have. The downside is the beeping. I know my wife sometimes goes crazy when it's beeping. I do too. It gets a little annoying, especially when you're letting it just run out, or you're running equipment on it. When it gets near the end of the life of the battery, before on battery, just right before the battery drains, it's going to start beeping quicker, and it can really get annoying, really drive you nuts. So guys, those are my reviews on UPSs. Right before I end this video, I'll take you guys in, show you my UPS and all that stuff. But let me know what you think. What do you guys use as your backup? Do you use a battery backup? Do you use a UPS? Are you using a generator? Or are you Wild Westing it and just hoping that your tank will be fine when the power goes out? So let me know what you guys think. Like, comment, subscribe. Thank you. So, as I told you guys, I'll take you in my UPS. So yeah, here is my UPS. It's a Cyber Power. As you can see, it's quite large. It's much larger than a surge protector. It is very heavy. You kick one of these, it ain't moving unless you kick it really hard, but you might break your foot before that. This thing is not moving. So definitely heavy, but again, most of our equipment you put somewhere and you forget about it. You don't look at it. One thing I like about this UPS is LED. It tells me what my output is, 123 volts. I'm doing 60 hertz. Right now, kilowatts, I'm not putting any out. I'm not even sure. Oh, 0%. I'm not even using the battery, so it's at 0%. Battery life, 100%. I get right here telling me between 87 and 91 minutes. It's probably because both heads were going at one time. That's why it's down there. But estimate time, 91 minutes. So input, I have 123 volts. So guys, that's my tank, my UPS. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you guys use. I'm out.